What's good, homies? This is Chris from the Small Hat Crew. Today it's a solo video, so I'm not joined by my boys, but that's cool. Today we're doing the store championship, or we're gonna be post-commentating a game that I played in the store championship with Crocodile versus amazing top tier player Trevor. If you're like a regular of the channel, you already know who he is. The man has tops upon tops upon tops. He's done it with Whitebeard. He's done it with Zoro. So nobody can say my man is carried. And now he's sitting here playing Law. Took me a minute to notice that, actually. Yeah, so he's playing Law. My man will always be on the meta. I think the only time I've ever seen him mess around with off meta was Arlong. There's also a bit where he was like coping for a little bit, where he was talking about some iceberg. I didn't actually see him play it, but he was talking about it. That was interesting because ever since then, I've never seen Trevor ever talk about like off-meta leaders aside from Arlong. He actually played around with Yamato for a little bit. I would say Big Mom too, but I don't really think she's off-meta. I think Big Mom is actually a good leader. Anyway, why we're here today, so yeah, it's gonna be my game between me and Trevor. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and hop into this one. I want to go about getting more like IRL content on the channel. I hate this angle. I'm going to say that right now. This is not what we're going to be doing moving forward. For the store championship or anytime we're in a local, it's probably going to have to be this angle, unfortunately. But for like IRL games you record at home, we have gotten an overhead mount so that we can get the top-down view. We've also got the Nami Robin official 2-player playmat. So it's always going to look good too. It's going to be nice and presentable. And that's how we'll do things moving forward. But as far as the store championship and anything at like a local, it's probably going to be this angle. And yeah, anyway. So yeah, I took my turn. Crocodile does not have a turn 1 play outside of Spada. So you see me attach 1 Dawn in the event that he does swing 7. He's swinging 8 even. Okay. That's crazy. Law not having a turn 2 play, not putting any bodies on board for shambles. Kind of steep. But he swung 8, so I'm countering 9. I dropped a 2k. I used my Spada. That brings my hand down to 4. I stack a card to the top of my deck, and then I draw. I probably stacked a 2k. 9 times out of 10, it's usually a 2k. Alright, so now I'll be taking my turn again, and I will be on 4 Dawn. There's not much I can do on this turn. I can play maybe one of my 2ks. There's Khalifa. If my hand's bad, there's a Sasaki. I do have an event in discard, so I might even play All Sunday blocker, but it looks like it is Khalifa. So Trevor, because my man only plays meta, he has no idea what this card does. So he's like, what does this card do? So I'm having to explain to him what purple cards do. It's funny because that's usually me, but when it comes to Crocodile, that's a whole, you know, I'm a new person. I'm born again. I now know what the low tier cards do. So Khalifa is on attack. She's Dawn -1, draw 2, trash 1. She's queen, but on attack basically. Right, so he's playing it in. He's searching a Nami. Probably gonna play the Nami. Alright, he has 2 Dawn left. He could potentially put 2 bodies on the board and shambles next turn. He's grabbing a Sanji. So if he plays a Sanji, then he's not going for the full 5 this turn. Maybe a Chopper. He's playing the Dan. Okay. That makes sense. So he's looking at top 5. He's probably going to pick up a 2k. And Otama. He has a 2k in hand. There we go. Otama doesn't do much in this matchup. There aren't many bodies I do stick to the board. Most of the bodies I put on the board will be 9k. So even Otama will at most bring them down to 7k. And at that point, you still have to invest in swinging to them, and it doesn't guarantee the kill. You have to use 2 Otamas to bring them down to 5k. That's just not resource efficient. So for the most part in the Law matchup, because they don't play Jet Pistol anymore, because they moved away from Jet Pistol, what's going to end up happening is your big bodies are going to stick to the board. They won't even attempt to challenge them. Because even if they do, they have to beat over them, and Crocodile will never let you kill anything by combat. He has so much counter. All the counter events in the world, the 0 cost events, it's never happening. So he's going to have to use Otama on my smaller bodies like these ones right here, the ones that I do stick to the board to get some kind of value out of her. So here, I've done the ultimate misplay. Every time me and Trevor play, I love playing against Trevor, because every time I do, the most batshit insane misplay will take place. And it's not like darn, I meant to do this, or it's always something like ridiculous. So we have something called the Shirahoshi event. Moving forward, this will be the All Sunday event. I played Miss All Sunday and I went to ramp my Dawn, and for some reason I tried to ramp a life to my Dawn. So we both saw the card, we know it has a trigger, we don't know how to resolve this or repair this game state, we're not even going to try, so we just call for a judge. So yeah, all right, we're explaining to the judge what happened. So okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip forward to when we prepare the game state. But this is nothing. So I tried to ramp a life to my Dawn. As ridiculous as this is not me and Trevor's most ridiculous store championship misplay. When I get okay, so we're repairing the game state, but this is nothing. So there was another one. Okay, it was store championship. I hadn't, after OPO2, I quit the game for a bit. I was taking a break, waiting for OPO4. OPO3 though, so I came back after a bit. I was playing Katakuri. Or like this was the first, I had just picked up Katakuri, because I hadn't played him off sim. But so we are at store championship. Before the game even begins, I'm already fucking up. I have my Katakuri leader. I forgot to bring a Katakuri with me, so I had to borrow like a Katakuri leader. So it was in the same sleeve as my deck. So before the game even began, I shuffled my leader into the deck. So we had to go ahead and get a judge to find my leader to make sure that he wasn't in the life. So now once we have my Katakuri leader, what we end up doing next is later on in the game, I have Shirahoshi in hand. She cost 5. I tap 3 Dawn. I put Shirahoshi on the board. Trevor's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm playing Shirahoshi." He's like, "Not for 3 Dawn, you're not." I'm like, "Oh, my bad." So then I tap 2 more Dawn, right? Shirahoshi is now on the board. I draw 5 cards. Trevor's like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? I know like you took a break from the game for a minute, but this is ridiculous." Like it was so ridiculous. I reversed everything. It was 5 Dawn, draw 3. I went 3 Dawn, draw 5. Like it was terrible. But that's the Shirahoshi event. Or the Shirahoshi incident. So now, anyway, back to the game. So what's happening here? So it looks like he swung 5 with the Dan. It looks like I countered out of that with the Khalifa. Or he's going 5 in my lead again. So I'm gonna 2k out of this, or actually I'll probably just take it. I 2k out of this. In my deck, the only 1ks I play are Miss All Sunday or Queen. My only 1ks are my blockers. Everything else is a 2k or a counter event. So 9 times out of 10, if I'm countering, it's probably gonna be a 2k. Alright, he still has 2 Dawn active, so now we're going to do the shambles. A green's coming out, that's probably going to be a blocker law. Blocker law, so Dedan goes back. Yep, Dedan's going to go back. What's coming out? Killer, maybe? Oh, he's going Zoro at me. Alright, he's going to pull a card out of my hand, probably. Card is taken out of my hand. I'm pretty sure, I think it's a red rock, so I can bottom deck this Zoro. Oh, it's okay. So it's 3,000 worlds. I do bottom deck to Zoro though. Like, that's what I thought. All right, so now I'm taking my turn. All right, we're now at 8 Dawn, so we can now Crocodile on curve, thanks to the ramp from Miss All Sunday last turn. So there are a few things I can do here. I can just drop the Croc. I probably will. I think that is the play, because I'll heal back up to 3. And I only really have to deal with maybe 2 attacks next turn, because he's not going to turn the Law Plucker sideways. Okay, I'm swinging Raw. I'm not putting anything on leaders, so that's telegraphing. I am going to Croc here. This is a free Law Blocker swing. So I think probably the reason he didn't block there is because he didn't want to turn Law sideways and then risk me going All Sunday into it and killing it. Alright, so now I've gone ahead. So this is another purple card. Trevor, my man, plays meta, so he has no idea what this does. So he asked what this one does. -2 Dawn, kill a life on the opponent's turn when they swing. Once per turn, you can -1 Dawn, draw 1, trash 1. There will be turns where I won't use the Croc ability, and that is because, or the Croc character ability, because I want to stay on curve. Usually that means I have like another Croc or a Mihawk in hand I want to play. Alright, so... Alright, it's Trevor's turn. So we have 2 Dawn set off to the side for shambles. 2, 4, is that 6 Dawn open? He has 5 Dawn open. What can he do for 5? Maybe Zoro? Put a blocker out. Put out 2 little blockers to turn on shambles. I guess there's also searchers. Oh, there's a Nami searcher at the top of his hand. He's probably gonna play the Nami. Because she's the body that is the most value. He's going 5 at lead. Never mind. Okay. I took that. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, because I just healed it. So I guess why not? It's just a +1 at that point. Yeah, so he plays the Nami. He grabs a Radical Beam. The one of Radical. So once I get that out the way, I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. Let's see. Alright. So he has to play one more body. That looks like that's probably to Dan. Oh no, he's just putting it. Alright, so he's swinging 8. Interesting. There's no way I take that. That's too expensive. So that's 2 cards in hand. That looks like that is two 2Ks then. My god, I cannot speak. Alright, so I'm using my Croc. I'm minusing 1 to draw 1. So I'm probably looking for a 2K.
Really? We're discarding the 0 cost event?
I discarded a 0 cost event. So that means I have more in my hand. I double 2K out of it. Okay. Alright. Alright, so he still has one more Dawn open. Taking Shambles into account.
There was 2 restand laws in there. 2 restand laws and sugar.
Yeah, so here we're talking about, I was asking if he's gonna, like, restand Law. Because the fact he turned his Law blocker sideways, there's no way he ends his turn with it sideways. So, alright, never mind. I guess he will. Never mind. Okay. So I guess the logic here is because I only have 3 attacks next turn, he's probably not threatened. Okay, never mind. So he's going to put it in hand. I was going to say, maybe he doesn't think that I can actually get to the Law blocker and kill it on the following turn, so that's why he would leave it sideways. But no, he does put it back in hand. Alright. And then he puts out Sanji. Well, I wonder why. I wonder if the Sanji was just better being in hand. I'm curious. I think it's as a 2K. I think Sanji might have had more value as a 2K. But that also, he does have a Radical Beam, and he probably just has more 2Ks. And he probably expects the Sanji to survive. So if it really comes to it, he can just play the Law blocker that he just put back in hand and put it back in his hand anyway. Alright, so I'm swinging 5 lead. That's interesting. Alright, so what am I doing that's costing all my Dawn? If I'm putting 2 up to this side, it's probably Love Love. Is that 2's maybe for... what? I'm curious. I don't... Okay, so I do... So it looks like I changed my mind on how I want to play the turnout. So I will put the Dawn on retroactively. So it's 3 to the side. That's probably an all-Sunday blocker. I'm going 8 lead, so that's to be 2K over the Law blocker, so that if he does block, he still has to take 2 cards out of his hand. And he probably will spend all the cards from his hand. Actually, this will be the Radical Beam. That's what it was. I was pulling the Radical Beam out of his hand, so I didn't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. It's Radical Beam or 2 2Ks. But he'll probably just Radical. He's taking, never mind. Okay, I was wrong. Alright, and I'm going to go 9. So he's going to use his Law blocker. And he'll Radical now that he knows that the Law is safe and will make it to the next turn. That makes sense. Okay. Alright, and now I play an All Sunday and pass turn. This is one matchup where Miss All Sunday, she does not leave the board without her effect going off. So you can very safely, even if you don't have counter events in your hand, you can keep up the Dawn for them knowing that she'll die and you'll get to use the counter event. Because they have no other way to get her off the board without destroying her. Alright, so Trevor's taking his turn. He's going Otama. Alright, so yep, he's going into my All Sunday with it. I'm just going to let that go. There's no way I protect that. Or, actually, I have one Dawn open, so I might Spada, because Spada will replace itself. So I can save her without going neg and stacking the top of my deck. That's probably what's going to happen here. If I 2K out of this, I'm just bad. That better be a Spada. If that's not a Spada, then I have no idea why I'm doing this. God. It's Spada. Okay. Alright, so I'm tapping 1. So I'm going to look at the top 3. It's going to replace itself. And that means ultimately now this All Sunday has become, she's now stopping 2 attacks. All right. So now we let her go. Look, we let her go. Surely, there's no way I protect her again. She will die to the leader swing. There's no way I protect her. Okay, she's gone. She's dead. She's exploded. There we go. All right, that makes sense. Okay, so now she's gone. He's going leader at me. I'm probably just going to 2k out of this. Surely I'm going to 2k out of this. I 2k. That's what I thought. All right. And that's another attack. All right, so the All Sunday goes off. What is she picking up? Maybe a 3,000 worlds for the law blocker? Yep, 3,000 worlds for law blocker. That makes sense. Okay, he's playing over, probably for a blocker. Oh, a Nami, never mind. Oh, he still has 4 Dawn for shambles, so he will still be ending on a blocker at some point. Why is Red Green Law so much better than Red Green Luffy? They both came out in OPO1. What was Bandai thinking? I don't understand. Alright, so there is the Law. And we're probably going to get another blocker out. Probably a Capone or a Chopper. Maybe a Killer. I find it so interesting they're playing Killer again. Oh, it's Quenzoro. That's a 2k out my hand. There's no way I take that. That's a 2k. That's what I thought. Okay. Alright. So, it's me and my one Crocodile. That will... Thankfully, he's so big that Law will never be able to answer him. Because if it were not for this Crocodile, I would have no board. It would be me fighting his board with my one leader swing every turn. That's obviously never happening. So thankfully, Law just cannot deal with him. Alright, so it gives me 2 swings every turn to keep fighting for the board. And also because he's so big, it means that there's also a very good chance that Law blockers do die if they turn sideways. I'm going 6. I'm probably just going to swing a raw 6. Alright, so I bottom decked. I'm drawing off leader ability. He has 1 blocker left. That's 5 to the side. My only 5 cost card is Robin. And I don't play her after turn 3. So I don't know what that could be. That could maybe be 3 for All Sunday, 2 for Level Up Game. That's 2. 2 for what? How big am I? Oh, maybe I'm going 8k? I'm going 7, okay. So I'm going 7. That pulls a 2k out of hand with Law Blocker. And then here I contemplate whether or not I'm going to swing my Croc into the Law Blocker or the Zoro. I think if I go Law Blocker, he definitely does a double 2k out of that. So I'm probably just going to go Zoro here. Yeah, okay. Yep, that makes sense. Alright. Yeah, and the reason I chose that is because if I go for the Law Blocker, he just 2 double counters out of it. If I go for the Zoro, because he has to use 3 cards to save it at that point, he does have to use the blocker. And by using the blocker, it's 1 less body on the board for him to shambles. So that you prefer that every day. Alright, so what's happening? So he's going to swing 5 at me. I'm going to use my Croc. I'm going to -1 Dawn, draw 1, trash 1. Okay, yep, there's that, like I was saying, that All Sunday's so dead after turn 3. She serves no, she's literally discard fodder for the 0 cost events, for Crocodile, for Queen, for Khalifa. She serves no other purpose after turn 3. She's so dead. So I'm thinking, what could that be, a Red Rock maybe? If I'm thinking it's a Red Rock or 3000, it's a Red Rock, so that's Zoro. I guess regardless of which it was going to be Zoro no matter what. Alright, so he's going Bonnie. grabbing a killer blocker. He's going Nami Searcher. So at this point, he's just trying to get the board back up to 5 so that he can shambles. Alright, so he's separating his Dawn, so that's the 2 for the shambles telegraphed. And there's not really any telegraphing shambles in law, obviously, because realistically, shambles is always going to happen. But I guess just so maybe it's easier to visualize so he doesn't accidentally spend or touch that Dawn. So he knows he has 5 to play with. What's worth doing with what does he have to do with 5 Dawn? Looks like a chopper. So it's not a chopper. Alright, so he's thinking. Alright. Anyway, I guess while Trevor's thinking. So, yeah. I want to get more IRL content on the channel. It's going to be OPO4. If we ever get bored, maybe OPO5. It's going to be the top-down view all the time. It's going to look so good with that Nami Robin playmat. We literally got it only for... We got it strictly for the YouTube channel. That is literally it. Alright, so Nami's grabbing a Sanji. Looks like he has a 5-drop Luffy in his hand also. Oh, he's like spending the 5. Okay, that's interesting. So he wants a law blocker then. Yep. That's the Bonnie back in hand for what, maybe another blocker or a Zoro. It's so crazy that Law's leader abilities from OPO1. He is so overtuned for what OPO1 was. It's funny to think that like back in OPO1, all he did was sit on Kid Blocker. I mean, not Kid Blocker, 8-drop Kid. Alright, so it's my turn now. He's behind 3 blockers and a Luffy. So it's interesting that he didn't swing with his Luffy, but I think it's because he was putting me on having 3,000 worlds in hand. Because if I don't have it here, then he goes crazy with it next turn. Because if he swung with it, all Sunday would die and then pick up the 3,000 worlds, and now I guaranteed have the out. Whereas I'm pretty sure he wanted me to have the out. So I don't think that was a misplay. That was correct. I just happened to have it. So I bottom deck the Luffy. I draw off of it. And I'm going to go magic number, it looks like. Yes. So this will pull a 2k out of his hand if he uses Law Blocker. Which he probably will, because he still has a Kid Blocker back there. Not Kid, a Killer Blocker as well. I have 4 Dawn open. I don't know what I can do with that. I'm not playing a Khalifa at this point in the game. She's more valuable as a 2k. So the only thing that realistically could be is maybe another All Sunday. If I keep Dawn open, it's probably an All Sunday and a Spada. It's 1, so am I going 8? I might be going for magic number over the Law Blocker. Yes, okay, so now I'm saying if you want to use your Law Blocker, you have to drop 2 cards out of your hand. So it looks like he's contemplating it. And I think it's like, honestly, you have to. You only have 1 life left. And you would realistically prefer to keep the Killer Blocker for the Croc Swing. Because there's always the real possibility that if Croc swings, he could just kill. You might just lose the Law on the trade. Whereas if you have to give up a body, because yeah, it's Law either dies in that exchange or you lose more cards from your hand. You would rather just give up Killer for that. So at this point, yeah, so he's just gonna counter. He doesn't even use the Law. Okay, so I think maybe he just doesn't want the Law to turn sideways because Croc. That's interesting. I'm not sure why. I would think. Because there's never a reality where you lose a Law Blocker. He takes. Interesting. Alright, so I have 3 Dawn open. What that means is, I have Love Beam and Spada. It means I either have Level of Beam and Spada in my hand, or I have Level of Beam and I want to pick Spada up off of All Sunday. If I'm doing that though, if I'm keeping a Dawn open for a Spada, that means that I don't have in hand. I'm pretty sure I have it, but if I don't, that means that I'm probably pretty sure I'm losing All Sunday this turn. And you see, I've just discarded a Mihawk, so that means by the time I finally saw my next big body, it's way too late. If I put Mihawk on the board, I die. So he's gone. Alright, so Trevor's thinking. Alright, so Bonnie has grabbed another Law Blocker. So that's going to be the Nami back to the hand for the Law Blocker. And then the Law Blocker probably picks up the Bonnie to play another blocker. Or maybe a Zoro. He's going 5 at my lead. I probably just Spada out of this. If my hand is above 5, it's going to be a 2K. If it's below 5, it's going to be a Spada. I'm spending 1. I'm spending 2. Oh, so my hand's at 4 then. Alright, so I'm going level up to draw 2 cards. And I still have 1 Dawn open for a Spada. Alright, so he's swinging 5 with the... Okay, so then he's not picking up Bonnie off Law Blocker. That means he's going to do Law Blocker. He's going to put the Nami back in the hand. And then Nami's going to pick the killer back up and then replay the killer. That's the only reason I can see him swinging with that. Yeah, alright, so he's doing both right now. Yeah, so there's Law, and then Law puts out killer. I like that play. Okay. So it's now my turn. And this Croc has just not left the board. This Croc has just been free to run rampant. And by run rampant, I mean run into counter and blockers. He's done nothing. He's been nothing but a draw engine this whole game. It's 2 Dawn off on the side, so I'm probably contemplating magic number here. Alright, so now I'm contemplating magic number over... Okay, I don't know anymore. I was going to say I'm going magic number over leader. Now I'm going magic number over Law Blocker. Now I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's happening here. I have genuinely no idea. Alright, so I'm not doing any magic numbers then. I'm just going to go 6 at his lead. Or no, I'm going Bonnie probably. No, he's at 0. I'm probably going lead. Yeah, I don't care about the Bonnie anymore at this point because she can't grab anything that matters. Because I mean, there's the Law Blockers. He has 3 Law Blockers on board, so it's not like I'm afraid of her grabbing a Law Blocker. Maybe a restand Law could be scary actually. Alright, yes, so I went 9 at lead, so that forced out the killer. I'm spending 5, so that's a queen probably. Because I'm not playing Robin, or All Sunday. Yeah, so it's a queen, -1, draw 2, trash 1. Alright, if I'm discarding a 0-cost event, that means I have more in my hand. Alright, so now it is Trevor's turn, and what is he up to? So looks like he's starting the turn off with 9. Or he's going 10. I thought he was just leaving Bonnie sideways to go 9. And just start the turn off with a search. So he's going to go 5 at me. If he goes 5 first, then he's probably trying to bait me into using my queen blocker. You can see he's making the mental image or mapping the turn out. It's better that he does it that way, because me, like, putting the Dawn out, like, if anyone knew how, like, what Blurple Crocodile did, it would just telegraph so much. Alright, he's still running through the motions. 6 at least, pulling a 2K out of my hand. 2K or Spada. That's a Spada, okay. So I'm stacking 3. And I'm gonna draw a card off this purple Crocodile. There we go. He's now going 5 at me, so I'm pretty sure he's trying to... Okay. Yep, so I 2K out of that. I'm sure he probably was preferring I would have blocked with the queen there. I don't know how much Dawn he's... That's 1 Dawn. He's going 6. So that's going to be another 2K. Or it looks like I'm going to level up. Alright, so it looks like in his hand is that a Brook, a 5-cost Luffy, a... I'm not sure. I think I saw a Brook and a 5-cost Luffy. Maybe an Otama.
You already drew for the desert spot. Yep.
Alright, so Trevor's still thinking his turn through. Alright, Anami's coming out. Grabs the 2K. So that means Nami is very likely going to be the... If he has another law blocker, she would be the shambles target. And then Law Blocker would pick up Zoro. And then Zoro would swing again. Still has 2 Dawn open. He's passing turn on 2. I wonder, what could he have? They don't play... Do they play Red Hawk? Maybe a Red Hawk to kill Robin? I don't think that's standard, though. And I don't think Trevor plays it. So I don't know what 2 Dawn could be, because I know he's already used the... He's already used the one of Radical Beam. And... I don't think they run guard point. So I'm not sure what the 2 Dawn is for.
Hey, man.
Yeah, like here I am. Alright, so that's probably a 7K swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe a queen or an all Sunday. Don't know what the 1 would be for. Maybe a Spada. So so there's a 7. So the last 2 must be for a level of. Alright, so that's 7. Yeah, so I'm going to swing 9. At lead. This law's dying. Yeah, the law dies. Okay. Because he only has 3 cards in hand. And then I'm pretty sure I'm contemplating... Oh, the 1 must be for contemplating swinging with Queen. There's no way I do that, though. If I do, I'm throwing. So I'm hoping I'm not doing that. There's no reason to do that. You can see I'm really thinking about it. So I'm probably contemplating whether or not I can... kill this turn, because his hand's at 3 is the main reason I'm probably thinking about it. Because he is at 0. There is a reality where maybe all Sunday swings kills Law Blocker and then Queen takes the kill. But I think that's too risky. Realistically, I think I should just pass on this. Because that's banking on all that. That would be banking on those the 3 cards in hand to all be done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's no way. Bro, just pass. This isn't even a play we should even be contemplating. There's no way that's not the move. Okay, so I do a all Sunday. She does nothing on board, but she's 0 counter in hand, so it makes sense. I put her on I decide not to try to go for game. I put her on the board to take the 0 counter out my hand and potentially maybe draw another 2K. And even if I don't, Croc, 8 cost Croc is going to give me another chance to try to turn it into a 2K. Or a counter event. 0 cost event, maybe. Alright, so I passed my turn. I don't swing with the queen, God bless. It's now Trevor's turn. And I'm pretty sure we are in time from the judge call earlier. So he's going Bonnie. I don't know what he could be looking for at this point. I think realistically maybe a... Oh, he's going Luffy. And, okay, I was just because I think the only thing worth searching at this point would be starter deck law. The restand law. Because he pretty much has to... He doesn't have to kill me this turn. He has to take the 1 life off me, though. Because the way the time rules work is... if our life is tied, if he can get me down to 0, then he'll win because he has the bigger board. So Purple Crocodile has to be like the ultimate tank right now. And I have to stop every single attack at my leader this turn. So I've stopped 2 attacks so far. I've gone 2k, 2k. Okay, so I went 2k and then I went blocker. All Sunday is picking up the Love. I now have to counter out of the 3rd attack. I'm using my queen. Alright, so I now have to stop the 4th attack. It's probably going to be his leader. It's Nami. Oh no, he's one unblockable Luffy. No, he's not. Okay, so he's going 5 lead. So this will probably be... I think it's probably a 2k or a Spada. If it's anything but that, then... If it's anything than that, then that's steep. Oh, that's steep. Yeah, okay. So, I'm doing it for the draw. Okay, that makes sense, actually. Alright, so that's 4 attacks stopped. He's now going magic number with law. So that's going to be the Love. So I'm using my... It looks like I'm actually using Croc to draw 1, trash 1 before I commit to the Love, because it might not be necessary. So I've stopped 5 attacks so far. Yeah, so that's the Love. And now he's going magic number at my lead again. So I need 3k. So that should be a 0 cost event or 2 2ks. It's a 0 cost event. And that is all 6 attacks stopped. That is, my god. Purple Crocodile, the ultimate turtle. My man is such a tank. And yeah, that's that game. So, this is, I don't know, I actually kind of liked this. If you guys are a fan of post-commentary over, like, gameplay, let me know. And this could probably be something that I do more often. Otherwise, probably not. Who knows? But yeah, I have more games from the Store Championship I probably want to upload. And yeah, that should pretty much be it. But until next time, we'll see you guys.